Hi everyone, I hope this video finds you happy, healthy, and safe. If you're new here, my name is Rhonda with Rhonda's Craft Frenzy. And if you're not new, thank you so much for stopping back. It means everything. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't yet. It really helps it to grow, and I really am hoping for that. So today is going to be my last of the fall series for 2021 because I'm super anxious to get right into my Christmas stuff. So enjoy the last show of the fall for 2021 and let's go. Oh, beat you to the craft table. DIY number 1, I start out with 2 truck signs that I actually found at Dollar General. Dollar Tree does carry them, I just haven't been able to find them lately. I painted my truck blue, but use whatever color you like, whatever matches your decor. The next thing I did was grabbed a wooden crate from the Dollar Tree and I colored it with truffle brown from Waverly's chalk paints. Once my blue color was dry, I went back in and I painted my tires black. That was ink from Waverly. And then the rack on the back of it, I used that truffle color again. Then it was time to assemble my piece. And now here you'll see the back was not painted. I did end up going back in and painted on both sides. That's up to you. My OCD would not allow me to leave something unfinished. So anyhow, I used Elmer's wood glue and hot glue, and I was sure to center it as best I could when I put the glue on so that you wouldn't see it poking out from the bottom or the top. Once that part was done, I thought it needed a little bit of detailing. So for that, I used Elephant Gray from Waverly's chalk paint. I went over it around the door where that would be. I went across the bottom of it as well. Just anywhere that I thought it needed a little detailing so you could bring that truck out more. And then to finish it, I put some floral foam inside of it. And I didn't glue it because I wasn't sure if I wanted to change it up again, you know, maybe at Easter time, something like that. But I hope you like this precious little truck. I do. For DIY number 2, I start out with an egg-shaped sign from the Dollar Tree, and I cover it with craft paper on that front part, which will be my back, using a glue stick to keep it in place. I then flipped it over and I painted it with the yellowy orange color, you know, sort of like a color for a scarecrow face. And then I set it aside to dry. Next, I took a piece of paper and I drew out a scarecrow face that I thought was cute. You can go online and print one if you're not so great at drawing, but I was fine with this simple face. I scribbled on the back of my drawing and I traced over it to transfer the image onto my head. Once that was done, I went over the drawing with an Arteza paint marker in the color of black, and I painted that nose in an orange color. And now I had to make him a hat, and to do that I used a piece of burlap. You can use a scarf or you can use a fabric square. Both can come from the Dollar Tree. I like to use whatever I have on hand. I just wrapped it around his head and I glued it on the back side, and then on the top of it I just grabbed it all together and I used a piece of jute string to tie it off on the top. Here I'm using a hula skirt that I also got from Dollar Tree just to give my guy some hair. I just sized it up to his head and I cut off the excess and I glued it under the rim of his hat. It may be a little bit easier to put that hair on before the hat, but it wasn't hard. I used 2 layers of hair, use whatever you find that you need, and once that hair was all glued down, I gave him a little haircut. And lastly, for my cute scarecrow, I added a dog handkerchief from Dollar Tree. Using hot glue, I simply wrapped it around, gluing it on the back side. I also used a piece of that I had cut off to tie around that jute string on the hat, and I call him done. For now, I'm thinking of adding some sunflowers to the hat or something, but I love him. I think he's so cute, and I hope you all do too. And for my last one today, it's the easiest one of all. I used a thankful sign from Dollar Tree. I painted it with moss-colored chalk paint from Waverly's. I did the front and all those little crevices, and I let it dry. Next, I wanted to antique this piece a little bit, and for that I used truffle-colored chalk paint from Waverly. I did this in a dry brushing technique and mostly just around the edges. Then I had this maple leaf I found floating around in my stash. I painted it with plaster-colored chalk paint, and then I went over it again in a truffle color just to bring those details out. I took that maple leaf and I added it to a piece of jute string and then 2 little wooden beads, and I glued it on the back of the sign so that it would hang down on the front side. And to finish it off, I had these berry vines that I got from Dollar Tree, and I cut them down and I added a couple of pieces here and there on this piece, and that was it. I think it's simple but so pretty, and I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching till the end. I appreciate you spending your time here with me, and I hope you found some inspiration in my video. Please consider subscribing to my channel, and if you saw something you like, hit that thumbs up button. Don't be shy with those comments. I hope to see you next time, and until then, keep those glue guns at the ready.